Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. We got this wonderful Kutmaster Stockman on the table today, and we're going to get her refurbished and cleaned up and in working order. Yeah, she's going to clean up nice. I put a little bit of oil down in here so I could get the blades open. But you can see the blades are in fine shape. There's just a lot of rust on the knife. Somebody, probably some old farmer, threw this in a machine shed and forgot all about it, and it just rusted up. But this one has an R-I on that blade, or R-1. Not quite sure what that is. I don't remember seeing that. I've got a very similar one, or the same as this, in mint condition. But yeah, I don't know what that other stamp means. Let's just clean this tang stamp off here real quick. Just go over it lightly here with the brush so that we can read it a little better. There we go. Yep, Kutmaster, Utica, New York, USA. And then there's, what's that? Another little letter down there. I don't know. We're going to have to get this cleaned up. So anyway, let's check, make sure we don't have any pocket lint or anything down in here before we throw it in the Evaporust. Gonna clean this stuff out. Any little junk that might be down in there. It's gonna take a little work, but I think this is gonna clean up just fine, and it'll be a fine pocket knife. We'll get her back into working order. Yep, doesn't look too bad down in there. But yeah, let's just throw it in the solution here, and let's get her soaking. Well, I let it soak for a little over an hour in the Evaporust. I've taken it out and then rinsed it off. Let's just check and see what we've got here. See how that Evaporust just helps take that stuff off? It's looking better already. It loosened that tape up. You need to get that tape off. That's from the vendors. They tape a price tag on. I just want to say, all 6 of these knives I got from this batch, this latest run, I think I got them for, it was around $20 for all 6 of them. That's another great thing about this hobby and doing these refurbishings is it's not real expensive, you know. Averaged out $3-4 a knife here. It's great. Can really add to your collection. Now I'm going to do this just a little bit different. I don't have time to work on it all day. So, since I've had it in the Evaporust and had it in the water and rinsed it off with water, I don't want to just leave it like this. You can see how the Evaporust can really darken the blade. Put a patina on it actually, but that'll come off. But that's one reason I don't like to soak them any longer than what I have to. And normally I do more cleaning on it before I put it in mineral oil, but like I said, I don't want to leave it, now that we got some of the rust coming off, I don't want to leave it like this. Oh, starting to get some action to it already. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw this in mineral oil and let it soak all day. And we're going to do this one in steps, and we're going to try to gently remove this rust because there was so much on it. Rather than trying to get it all in one shot, we'll just maybe repeat these steps several times. You can see that's cleaning right up. I still don't know what that R-1 is. I'm going to have to do some research on that. but just doing this little quick soaking here, making a world of difference. I'll be able to, after soaking in mineral oil, you know, be able to work these blades. We'll get those back springs. I'm sure they'll clean off really nice now. So we're just going to do these steps over and over until we get this thing clean. I think it's going to clean up wonderfully. See, scraped a little stuff off of them back springs already. That back spring don't want to come up very high, does it? I hope we can get the snap back to this. Yeah. What about that one? See if we can get some stuff off of that before we throw it in the mineral oil. I'm just going to take our time with this knife. Not going to rush it, because it's going to look great. I just know it. The bolsters are going to shine right up. But you can see why, again, why I'm so excited is the blades are fine. And maybe this knife got used a little bit, but if it did, not very much. So it's a very workable knife. Let's check down here in the channel, see if we loosened up anything down in there. Just wipe that out real quick. Oh yeah, got rid of a lot of stuff, didn't we? Loosened that right up. It's coming along. It's already looking twice as good as when we started. Okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to throw it in some mineral oil here. Hang on. Okay, had to get a clean tub of oil here. Oh, look at that. Listen to that. This one's kind of weak. I don't know how well that one's going to come back. Yeah, we already got some snap back here. Let's throw her in there, and we're going to let it soak in there for about a day. Well, we've let this knife soak in some evaporust, and then I let it soak for about 18 hours or so in mineral oil. Did an initial wipe down of it, get some of that oil off. This is what we're looking like so far. She's starting to clean up already. You can see how that evaporust can darken the blades. Kind of puts a forced patina on it, doesn't it? That's what we look like now. But we need to get down in these channels here a little bit, check them out, clean them off. And then we're going to get started on these blades. Getting a lot of stuff out of there. Just our little initial cleaning here. Some of these steps I might be doing over and over again. But I always say it's clean enough to start cleaning now. You've got a starting point. Gotten rid of all the major heavy stuff from it. And now we can start cleaning. Down in there a little bit better. And be careful not to slip and, come against this blade here. This is dangerous work. Leave it to the professionals. Okay, let's get going on these blades. After one little quick pass. These back springs are going to need a lot of work. Let's just see how much of this we can get off here with just a quick pass. Looks pretty good already, don't she? Yep, I think this is going to clean up pretty nice. I did notice though, you got a little bit of a gap right there. It looks like some of the acrylic or whatever that is in there is broken off. This knife might have been used more than what I thought it was, but it's still going to turn out to be a pretty nice knife. I still haven't figured out what those numbers are on there. I'm going to try to do some more research and see if I can figure that out. Yeah, my rubbing compound's so dry it don't even want to stick on there. I wonder if I add a little water to it, if it'll help it out. Yep, as you can see, they're cleaning up just nice. Just one little quick easy pass. Okay, I'm going to work on these blades. Now, a lot of times I like to start with this cone because it's a little tougher, a little more aggressive. This one is a little lighter. It doesn't polish as evenly, but what I like about this is it's tall enough so you can get up above the bolsters and then you don't have to worry about your Dremel tool hitting on that bolster. So that's what's nice about this, and you can really get down in here on the tang really good. Something like that. Now you can see it's really starting to shine. You're going to have some blemishes where the rust was. Not much I can do about that at this point. Try to get down in that nail nick best I can. Clean it out. Oh, this is so much fun. Now, as I'm filming this and doing this, I've got a couple more channel stickers. I need to be doing a shout out. I'll be doing a shout out one of these days. A couple more channel stickers. And I just got a box. Picked it up off the porch here a few minutes ago from John over there at J.O. Ventures. And I know what's in there. That's that, well, it's a special project, I guess you might say. Something for Baxter's blades. I saw John's video on it the other day, and I'm next in line. Somehow Junior watched John's video and Junior left a comment on there that he was going to be able to review that knife that John sent. I don't know where that boy gets his ideas. Don't worry, I'll get a kibosh put on that. Yeah, look at that. You know, the rubbing compound here, it does add some shine to it. The best thing it does is it cleans up good, so that whenever you're going to use your final polish, why, your metal's all nice and clean. All shining up except for them blemishes again. Just not sure what I can do about those. I guess I have to buy like a belt sander and get some good certain types of belts that can polish real good to take those blemishes out. I don't know. I've tried it with the Dremel and, you know, with the pads here, going over it and over and over it, and I just don't want to take them out. So I don't know. But the big thing is we're rescuing the knife. You saw how rusty it was when we started. One of my number one goals is to get it clean and prevent any further deterioration. And we are definitely getting that job done on this knife. I added a little water mixed in with this rubbing compound. At least it'll smear on and hold a little bit. Those tangs as good as we can. Might have to hit that with the wire brush again. I've kind of learned too that sometimes I think I was a little too aggressive with the Dremel. So I'm running it at a lower speed and I'm not putting near as much pressure. That seems to help. Yeah, see, they're cleaning right up. Then, just to make sure on the back of the blade, I take this really fine sandpaper. Can do that, clean up the back of the blades. Get rid of any rust there might be on them. You can also take it, use it on your springs here, but especially with this acrylic type cover, or if you got bone covers or something like that, you want to be very careful. If I have to try to really aggressively sand these back springs, I'll take some painter's tape or like that and tape off those covers so I don't accidentally hit them and scar them. But I really don't have to be very aggressive on this one here. Those back springs are cleaning right up. That blade and that blade. I think we got one more to do here. Did I do this one again? Let's try this blade out here. Clean that off a little bit. See what we can do here. Oh, I think she's cleaning up. Okay. Now the one touch I really like is cleaning up the bolsters. That just really sets the knife off when you got these shiny bolsters. Let's just touch them up here real quick. Let's see the difference. Oh yeah. Look at the difference. Oh, she's cleaning up. Okay, now I'm going to switch to this little wheel here. It's a little wider, and it can kind of clean and polish a little more evenly. So I'm just going to hit some more of these spots with the rubbing compound and a new pad here. We've certainly come a long ways here with the knife. The bolsters look nice and clean now. If you remember, they had some rust on them. There's our back springs. They're looking pretty good there. Our blades are looking good. Nice and clean. So it's time to do a little bit of detailed work. So let's first start. Let's check out these back springs here. I'm going to check and just make sure that they're cleaned off. So we can just take a little piece of cleaning patch there. You can see. Getting some of that stuff off the back spring. The back springs, if they're dirty, why, that'll affect your walk and talk. So you always want to make sure that you're getting everything cleaned off of them. That looks a lot better, although there's a little bit of stuff down here yet. So that one's not looking too bad. So we'll check this next one here. See how it looks. Take and run this little screwdriver along it. If there's any stuff on it. Oh yeah. See there what I scraped off? And this is where the ultrasonic cleaner really helps, because you can't really get down into some of that. But you get the mineral oil down in there and you just work these blades back and forth and it works this kind of stuff out. Oh yeah, we're scraping some stuff off of there. Looks a whole lot better. Now on this main blade, the clip point, the spring appears to be a little bit weak. I don't know. I don't know how good a walk and talk we're going to get back on this one. We'll see. There we go. You see the spring's just not raising up there very much, is it? Just this tiny little bit. So, but I'm getting some stuff scraped out of there. So it feels like it's worn. Yeah, there's just no walk and talk to it. But there's no blade wobble. It's solid. It just doesn't have much walk and talk to it. Okay, we got the back springs cleaned off some. And as you see, got some dirty oil coming out of there. And that's what I mean by working these back and forth. Anything on the back springs and that, it'll work itself out. Sometimes you just got to do that over and over. But let's try to do some detail work now down in the inside. See what we got. And as you can see, still pretty dirty down in there. So we're going to concentrate on these spots right here. And there's a little bit of dirty oil right there, so let's get that wiped off. And I'm going to use a little wire brush here. We'll get down in there. Okay, that looks a lot better. Let's see. Got a little bit of stuff down in there. Take an old piece of sandpaper here. You can just sand down in there and loosen some of that stuff, whatever's left down in there. I don't see much for rust anymore. Get it all cleaned up down in there. A little bit thick. Let's use some of this finer sandpaper here. Sorry if I'm bumping the tripod. Yeah. Clean that stuff right out of there. That helps clean the side of the liners off. And I use the wire brush on this, but if I can sneak this down in here just a little bit. Yep. A little stuff down in here. That's looking pretty clean down in there too, isn't it? Yeah. Now during this process, you get the cleaning compound in and around, hidden back behind places, and you got the grit from the sandpaper, and you're loosening dirt up. So that's where the ultrasonic cleaner really comes in handy. Okay, this is what we're looking like now. Pretty clean. So I think it's time to throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner, and we'll let it go for 4 or 5 minutes and clean it out. And then, because you've introduced water and stuff back into this, we'll have to do another mineral oil soak, but let's get it cleaned first here. So as I use the ultrasonic cleaner here, I've got hot water in here. I want to open the knife blades up so that the stuff can percolate out and away from whatever's inside of there. That kind of helps if your knife can fit with the blades open down in there. And then I just use a bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid. Not a whole lot. And I'm sure there's commercially made, produced cleaning solutions you can add to this, but the Dawn seems to work just fine for what we need. And we're going to put the lid on. And we're set for 5 minutes, so let her go. Let's check our results. Oh, look at how dirty that water is. Oh boy. It just bubbles out all of that cleaning compound and any dirt, grease, anything that might have been left over in there. Just gets it out. Gets down into all the little cracks and crevices. Get it wiped off here. Knife looks pretty clean, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to continue. I'm going to wipe the water off of this, and then I'm going to throw it in some mineral oil. Well, we've cleaned it with the ultrasonic cleaner. I soaked it in mineral oil for 5 or 10 minutes just to displace any of the moisture, water that could be in there. And got our handy case paste going here. Got a new pad on the Dremel for polishing. So let's get to it. The problem with the mineral oil is it does keep seeping out, so it's kind of a pain to use sometimes, but it's alright. Soak down in there, that'll prevent any more rust. Oh, look at the difference. Let's take a look at our finished product here. This is what we've got, what I ended up with, and if you remember what we started with, I think she looks pretty good. There's that. I'll go over some of the problems with the knife, but you know what? I basically took a $4 knife that was unusable with just a little bit of work here, got it all cleaned up and usable again. Take a look at these other blades. That's what we're looking like. And of course it's a fingerprint magnet. Keep getting fingerprints on it to get it all wiped off and shiny, and then you get a fingerprint or something on it. Look at that. I think she looks pretty good compared from where we started. Now, some of the problems here, again, well, let's just look at those back springs. Remember, just full of rust. But you can see this liner here, it's bent. So we have some gapping there. And because of the gapping, it's allowed some dirt and such to get down underneath the covers. There's nothing I can do about that. It does look like the paper has yellowed some, and there's some dirty stuff, but again, that's underneath the acrylic there, so I just can't get to that. I thought about, well, maybe I could press this, squeeze that back together, but I'm afraid I'd crack the acrylic, and I don't want to do that. It's just going to have to stay with the knife and just show that it was used. And of course, because of that, we just don't have any walk and talk on this main blade. But folks, that's still a very usable knife, a very usable blade. And our other ones here have some pretty good walk and talk to them. Like that. Now I did say I had one just like it, I thought, that was in mint condition. And that's this one here. And we can look at them there and see the difference. You can see how that one's yellowed. And this is not the same Stockman pattern. So if we look at that one, we can see this blade here has a swedge on it. So this is a little bit different of Stockman. But they're historic knives. I mean, these were advertising knives. Farmers got them, used them. Used them a lot. Somebody got this one and then just put it up. I don't even think I polished this one. I think I just soaked this one. But a lot of farmers use these. And I don't even know if Northrop King is around anymore. I think it got bought out by a conglomerate. So I don't think it's named Northrop King anymore. But I think they were pretty famous for soybeans. So yeah, once again, here's just a piece of history from the heartland and from the farmland. I'll put a copy of a link to one of my playlists down here in the lower right hand corner. Have lots of great refurbishing videos if you've enjoyed this one. And until next time, have a very delightful day.